I'm back and I'm excited, I'm nervous. Oh boy, this is an old friend and an old car and it's a beauty. You ever get those emails from a Nigerian prince asking you to invest in something? This is one email you're gonna want to answer. Hello, my friend.
Hello, Nads, you're so naughty.
How are you?
I'm great.
Cheers you. We're gonna
No
do
worries.
a little pound.
Sounds
I'm
good.
drinking my awesome sauce this
No
morning.
worries.
Honestly, you
Thank you.
always bring the best, most amazing vehicles.
you.
Go back to a daily transmission thing with
Yes.
your family hauler, 1,029 horsepower
Yes.
with the J series, mind you,
that's correct.
J35. But you were doing some stuff.
Yes.
You got down with Hyundai.
Yes, that is correct.
You got down with Porsches.
Yes, very much so.
But it's very cool to see you returning
Thank you.
to your Honda roots. And what are we looking at here?
This is a 1991 Honda Civic Wagon. 1,000 horsepower potential, much lighter weight, and all-wheel drive. It started its life as a lowly gray two-wheel drive setup, and now she's quite different.
What color is this on the paint?
This is a Yas Marina Blue. The front bumper is still a factory EE2 wagon bumper that was slightly modified to allow for a bigger aperture for the intercooler. That is
I love how you call it an aperture. I just call it the big intercooler hole. So,
well,
beautiful.
this big intercooler hole houses a PRL air-to-air intercooler that's being kept in place in terms of fluids with air with a vibrant HD clamps that can withstand up to 200 PSI.
Oh, these, I just have to talk about these for a moment.
Yes, these integralic wheels, courtesy of 1552. It pays
Shout
homage
out to Brad
yeah,
and Matt.
Brad and Matt, great guys, great designers, have excellent wares. And this pays homage to the old school Alphas, which are pretty nice.
Yes. And what size wheel is that?
That is a 17 by 7.5, and it's really wrapped around by some R888 rubber, courtesy of Toyo.
I want to say that looks like a JDM. That's a JDM EF.
Yes, this is an EF midwing,
yes,
which
okay,
a lot of people
yes,
don't know
yes.
fit very nicely, but it looks right at home on the back of this EE2 wagon. You know?
And then no upper wing. You didn't
No
go
upper
with
wing,
the spoon
kept it
duckbill or
old
anything
school.
like that?
Kept it old school. The only thing we did was a black roof. Once again, paying homage to my original 88 wagon, which is very similar to that. The orange and blue theme has always been a big Bisi model thing on my race cars.
Yes.
This actually came courtesy of June Imai from Hot Wheels. I think you know June.
Oh, yes, I know June.
He
yes.
suggested I do this. I'm like, June, that's a great idea. So here she is. June, thank you so much. She looks very different and does a decent job at differentiating my old one from the current one.
It has kind of a motorsport homage
Yes,
too,
it
when you
does.
have different
Thank you.
drivers with the different mirror colors
Good
as well.
point.
I'm gonna call you out on something though. You
Okay.
say orange and blue.
Yes.
Back to your homage.
Yes.
I remember when you were pink and silver.
That's true.
Yeah,
Oh, he's going way back.
Way back. I
Yes.
do love the way you do pay tribute to all the partners on the build, but in
Yes,
such a
yes.
subtle manner. So
Thank you.
people
Thank
with
you.
the loud roll calls, take note. So BC is doing it. And also always impeccably dressed. I didn't point that out.
I wanted to do an old school Radwood style
Yes.
t-shirt, and Mike helped whip something up for me, and this is something that a lot of the wagon fans wanted. So now it's available. We have it now.
Now let's get inside to this thing.
Sounds good.
I want to do the interior now.
Now, as you open the door, as you see, I try to keep things a little original. Here's the weirdest story. I was in Monterey and saw the interior of this new Lamborghini. So I saw this stitching, which was very unique, and it's exactly this. And I sent it to my friends at SOS Custom. I sent them a photo and said, I want this for my wagon. They said, Bisi will make it come true. So I didn't want any crazy bucket seats. I just did something that was very OEM. Yes.
And I noticed that you carried that to the door panels as
Sure
well,
did.
too,
Carried that to
so.
the door panels as well. Made it very, very, very nice. Now, here's what's interesting. People look inside like, what is up with that weird shifter?
Yes.
And that shifter is a hint. That is an actuator, a shifter, an actuator for a sequential on a wagon.
Quaife unit.
It's a Quaife unit.
Okay.
Quaife
very
sequential
good.
gearbox.
So,
And we're gonna get into that when we get underneath the car, which is pretty cool.
I can't wait.
Of course, you need control, and I have this beautiful Momo Mode 80 steering wheel. And as you see, I have two buttons. There's one button right here, which allows you to just blow the horn if you have to.
Oh,
So
that's
connected
a
to the
horn button.
Horn button.
I need that for my road rage.
But this one is very dangerous. This is a rolling anti-lag. Some
He said
people,
rolling anti-lag.
yes. The cool thing about half-mile events is that you have to cruise up to about 40, 60 miles an hour, and pretty decent sized turbocharger you're kind of in a lag situation. It doesn't really take off
Completely,
immediately.
especially when you're looking at the gentleman with, or ladies with a Lamborghini or something.
Oh, yes.
A lot of the Lamborghinis have a very small clutch. They're
That's
not
correct.
designed for drop clutch
That is
launches.
correct. That's correct.
So for them to sort of get into it.
Yes. As the name implies, anti-lag. It's a situation where you take the engine, controlled by the engine management solution, you retard timing, and you retard timing so much that the element of combustion no longer happens in the engine, but now happens in the turbine.
So only
and
in
what
the
that
exhaust.
Does, only exhaust. So what that does is it ignites and spools the turbo very quickly. Immediate response, immediate boost, amazing explosive takeoff. When we get to a rolling anti-lag situation, you're cruising, you could be at partial throttle, just at, let's say, 40, 60 miles an hour. And if you just floor it, it may just take a time to get up to speed. With the press of a button or a rolling anti-lag, it builds the boost, and you have an explosive rolling launch.
Whoa! 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 Holy crap! That's gonna change his underwear.
This is my AEM CD5 dash display, and it just gives me tons of information.
I can't hear you over the sound of your
I'm so sorry.
40-gallon fuel pumps there.
Oh, it's just
clicking in.
Factory fuel pump. It gives me a lot of information, everything from water temperature, to you see I have a lot of fuel, my air-fuel ratio, oil pressure, ethanol content, because I run E85 on this, so you see
Oh,
that
flex
80%
fuel.
right now.
Okay.
Boost as well, and even when I shift, you can see it shows me the gears,
Oh, gear
which is pretty
indicator.
cool. Gear indicator,
Very
so it's very
cool.
nice. This
Let's talk about the cage. for a
removable
moment
bars,
before
which
we
is
do-
great.
Oh,
Company
the
card.
door bar is
yes,
removable?
I can remove
Okay.
it just in case.
Very good.
A 6-point cage up to NHRA spec, which is very important. Full chromoly, by the
Full
way.
chromoly
which
cage.
is pretty nice.
Very
nice
good.
and light.
Okay.
And very strong and safe.
Okay. Bisi, is it time? Is it time?
It's time.
Can we just do this for a moment?
Sure. This is where the magic happens. The two biggest eye openers here that people tend to gravitate towards is the intake box and the turbo, which is pretty crazy.
Yes.
This is a custom box using components from AEM Intake's bin. You can literally go on the website and get these components and put something together yourself.
So you're telling me this
which
is
very
this is custom, but it's sort of a modular piece that can be
very
bought off the
modular.
shelf.
Even though we're intercooling, we can have a better delta to our favor if we have a cooler intake charge. So very soon you'll see a nice hood with a nice aperture here to allow for cool, dense air to get to the turbo, to allow me to get more reliable power, which is great. Look at this baby.
Oh my
A
goodness.
proper unit from Turbonetics. It's a 72mm billet turbo. This is not really facing the right direction.
It's a reverse wheel.
It's a reverse
Yes,
turbo.
yes.
So it's a reverse turbo.
Yes.
A typical turbo will have the compressor on this side and the compressor inlet on that side. And I didn't want to have a pipe come on top of the valve cover. So that being said, this is the perfect mix. And this cast piece from Turbonetics allows me to have a nice transition.
This is a K series.
This is a K series, but
Okay.
it's not the K series that everyone tends to love. The bottom end is from a K24Z3, which is out of a later model TSX Acura.
yes.
It has a similar head to what we have here, but I am running a 2014 Honda Civic K24Z7 head.
Okay, let me tell you as
Yes.
a Honda fan,
Yes.
but I don't know anything. I did not like when that
Yes.
engine came out, and I'm sure you probably looked at it too. I believe it started with a 2.3 liter. I want to say the first one was a 2.3 liter.
What a lot of enthusiasts don't find appealing is the integrated exhaust manifold.
BC,
so
you
instead
are
of four
so
ports,
wrong here.
it's
I
integrated.
just-
Now,
Now, when you say integrated,
so
can you?
instead of individual exhaust ports with
Yes.
4 holes you may see for each cylinder, it's combined into one large hole. Now,
For an exhaust manifold,
For exhaust
or you
manifold.
could actually swap out to a header.
That is
Which
correct.
now your head and your exhaust manifold are
Understood.
one giant
One
cast
unit.
piece.
Now, it's great for economics for Honda, which is great. It's great for emissions because it allows you to light off
Of course.
undesirables with a catalyst
Yes.
converter, make it much hotter and much
Yes.
nicer. But for turbocharging, it is a blessing. It's a godsend. Look at
Really?
that. Look at this manifold. Look
I
at that.
don't.
It's so, not only we have companies like PRL that make a manifold that can attach a T3 or T4 setup.
So that's how you
It
did
allows for, you know how the old school log manifolds we used to
Yes,
have?
yes,
This
yes,
is a
yes.
better version of a
The
log.
old school
and it
Edelbrock
allows for
Victor
better
X
spool.
and-
Better spool.
yes.
Awesome. And look at the packaging. One of the comments we got at SEMA was like, how did you put all that in this engine bay so clean?
Because most
Look at
of the
that.
K series turbo, because it
Yes.
spins reverse from the B series and the H series and everything
Yes.
else, the turbo has to come somewhere around
It
here,
does.
and you have to
And you
have
have
that
this manifold,
long
and you-
piping.
yeah,
So
you have
and then that
heating
piping
issues
contributes to
and-
heating
It
and
does,
lag and
of
everything else,
course.
because the farther away your
Yeah.
engine is from your turbo,
Understood.
the more lag you have.
That is correct.
Okay,
That's correct. So
you are
this is a wonderful
enlightening me.
solution for that. And it's an engine, once again, that people don't love. When we first got the engine block, the first thing we did was take it to Golden Eagle and have them sleeve it. So above and beyond the Golden Eagle intake manifold, the block is sleeved by Golden Eagle. We have Trom pistons, 10.1 to 1 compression. The rods,
Wait,
you know,
10.1 to
yes,
1 with the
it's nothing.
turbo? Oh,
It's not
I
nothing.
love you, Bisi.
You remember me?
Yes.
I'm the 18 to
You
1
are
NA compression guy. Rods, Eagle rods, which are very robust, and there's the high density ones, which
Yes.
nice, shiny, very robust.
Yes.
And here's something I did. You mentioned 2.3. I de-stroked this. So it has an Eagle crankshaft, de-stroked, to allow me for more high RPM capability.
Wait, so you're in a D-stroker kit?
I'm in a
with this
D-stroker
thing.
kit.
Oh my
I'm a
goodness.
D-stroker.
You're
87
going back
millimeter
to your
bore.
1.6
I'm
liter
going back
roots.
to my small displacement roots, yeah. Up top, we have Bisi Motor Level 2.4 camshafts, which actuate SuperTech springs, retainers, and valves of factory diameter, which is very nice. Small little things that you may notice which tie things together. We have a breather set up from our guys from Track Tough. We have an overflow, which I'm so proud of fixing the factory location. You don't see this very often, but look at that. You know how I have the old, just small details like that really help very nicely. This is from Hush Performance. You know, these cars are so old school, they came with those nasty cable actuators for the clutch. This is a hydraulic setup.
Hydraulic
Hydraulic,
actuator.
which uses the same factory style
Yes.
pedal, so inside doesn't look any different. However, inside this actuates an Action twin disc clutch, which as we lift her up, you'll be able to see the nice aluminum flywheel, which is there to allow me to have nice drivability without a heavy pedal effort, but has the ability to grip and hold the power. And the power, of course, is being transferred to all four wheels through a quave sequential.
And we're going to get into
We'll
that
get
in
to
a
that.
moment. You gave a
Absolutely.
little bit of a spoiler alert.
I've always been a great advocate of going fast, but never for stopping. So this time, I elected some proper brakes. This is a big brake kit, courtesy of Buddy Club.
Buddy Club, little
And as you see, I have a
JDM action.
5-lug. You know, these cars come 4-lug.
It's a 4-lug, 5-lug
So this is a 5-lug
conversion.
conversion.
Yes, yes, yes.
So look at these KWs. As you can see, there's KW V3s, full coilovers, fully adjustable. I have upper A-arm controls from
whose upper A-arm is that?
Buddy Club as well.
Oh,
Buddy Club
nice.
as well. You can see the CSF radiator. You can
Yes.
see the bottom of the intercooler with the Vengeance from Vibrant. You can see the K24Z7 pan. Transfer case factory, CRV factory transfer case from 2004.
More CRV parts.
More CRV parts.
Okay.
The one thing is that the wagons, some wagons came all-wheel drive, but this in particular, I wanted to use components that are easily accessible. So we
your
used the
sequential.
bell housing from a 2004 CRV, made it with a quave sequential internals and front case assembly, shifter, everything else, which is pretty nice.
So you
This-
use the quaif internals in
Yes,
the... Oh,
absolutely,
amazing.
which is very nice.
Okay.
The drive shaft is a custom one by Drive Shaft Pro because, as you can imagine, it mimics that of a more robust unit, of course. It mimics that of a CRV, but it's much longer.
So the
this had to be
wheelbase on this is much longer than the standard CRV.
actually shorter than
Oh,
the
this is
CRV.
shorter,
So
okay.
this is a factory 2004 CRV differential. There's a company back east known as Automotive K&D. They have this quick spool setup, which puts shims inside, modifies internals very nicely, modifies the passages to allow for quicker engagement. It acts as a two-wheel drive until you need it. It's almost like a very dual-point spool system inside that engages the rear end when the front speed doesn't match the rear speed. So it sees it as a lack of traction
Almost
event.
like an active center differential on a
Absolutely.
Mitsubishi
But
Evo sort of
mechanical.
thing.
But mechanical
Yes.
instead of electronic. This is a 99 CRV rear trailing arm. This allowed me to move the wheels backwards about 1.5 inches, which is so awesome.
Yes.
But these are pretty much a bolt-in affair with a slight modification to the top for the camber arms, which is pretty cool. So that pump you're complaining about,
Yes.
here's the Magnet Fuel 750 pump.
Oh my
Very
goodness.
robust unit. This can handle well above 1,200 horsepower on E85.
What sort of power output do you
Great
want
question.
to apply to all four wheels now that your fueling can handle 1,200 horsepower? You've done 724 on D series. You've
Oh.
done 1024 on a J series.
Understood.
So now what is BC
This
doing
engine
with the K
program, we've
series?
proven to 1,004. And right now, I just broke the engine in at 772. Just to break the engine in.
okay.
Our goal is 4-digit power.
Okay.
Which is going to be frightening with this thing because she's very light.
BC, thank you
you.
so much.
No,
Cheers.
it's a pleasure.
Thank you
so
for
much.
coming out.
It's a pleasure indeed. Thank you.
Are Are you sexting me right now?
Maybe I am.
Are you sexting me? Did you send me an eggplant emoji?